I thought that was a very unique pick.
Whoops.
thought that was a very unique pick.
Intro. We're back. Another day late, but we're back.
Oh, but we're back. So
So
back.
back. It's week 8. It's the Picks podcast. It's your favorite hosts. It's Matt and it's Kyle. And I've gotten so good at pointing to my right now because you're on my left. You're on my left on the screen, but you're if I point to my right, that's where I'd be pointing. And I've gotten so good at it. And I'm so happy that every time I point to my physical right, you're on my left. I'm pointing to you. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing great. Doing phenomenal.
This was, in all likelihood,
was a week.
A historically bad week. May have been historically the worst week of football. Some might say. I've got a stat.
Pretty bad.
I've got a stat for you about week 8, Kyle. There was only one game decided by one score, which hasn't happened since week 14 of the 1970 NFL season.
Damn, that's crazy.
So that's 55 years historically bad.
That's pretty bad.
18.3 was the average margin of victory. That's the 8th most of all time out of any week ever. And 8 games featured quarterbacks that were not their team's week 1 starter. 8.
Damn.
So
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of bad.
It's pretty bad.
The good news is we're going to talk about it anyway because that's what we do here. So we'll get into. If you told me that the one good game this week was going to be the Bengals Jets, I probably would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's unreal. But we're gonna get into all that and more in just a little bit. But I think just given how bad some of these games are, and it's honestly perfect timing for this because the trade deadline is November 4th.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
So a week from yesterday.
We're going to be live that day talking about it. So
very exciting.
Hopefully next week sucks too because I want to talk about the trade deadline. I have a feeling.
Hopefully it's a very active trade deadline.
We'll get into that in a little bit. But first I'll give some news this week in football.
Some news this week.
I don't know why people keep dying, but like this happens, and it was Nick Mangold.
I mean, death is kind of inevitable.
On Sunday. Yeah, but like, dude, Mans is too young. 41 years old, died of complications from a kidney disease. Apparently, the waiting list for a kidney is like years. Like, you either know somebody or it ain't looking good.
That's why they self-store so much on the black market.
That's true. We should have gotten Nick Mangold a black market kidney. I wish I could have. Died at 41. Jets legend. I mean, from all accounts, the guy was an extremely, extremely good guy. Future Hall of Famer. Definitely. He's one of the best to ever do it. So rest in peace to Nick Mangold. And the Jets actually, for once, did him right by winning on this past.
Yeah, I wish I bet it more. I did think the Jets were going to win after
you were on them. Like, and I laughed at you.
I was on them. But I felt Team of Destiny and Bengals defense bad.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't wrong. They're bad. The Saints have named Tyler Shutt, the rookie from Louisville, the starter for Week 9's game at Los Angeles. The Rams.
Very exciting stuff.
Spencer Rattler was benched in Week 8 during the loss to the Buccaneers. Shutt came in and went 7 of 30 with 128 yards and 1 interception after Rattler was benched. I mean, the Saints are ranked 29th in points per game. I don't really think this moves the needle at all, but this Rattler's just been so up and down. Like, he was really bad the first couple weeks.
Dude, honestly, if Rattler was a first round or even a second round pick, I think he would have got a longer leash.
Well, what round was he?
He was a 5th round pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say later round pick. Okay.
Yeah, like if he was drafted in maybe the first 3 rounds, definitely the first, I think he would definitely get more of a leash, and also I think he'd probably get another shot somewhere. Or now I'm not sure.
Yeah,
outside of maybe being a backup.
Maybe a backup. I mean, I
He'll
think
probably get a
nowadays
backup job. I wouldn't be surprised because he was all right with that. But I don't like if he was a first round pick, I think he'd get a starting job somewhere
you're
else.
probably right. You're probably not wrong. I mean, look at Daniel Jones. Guy got another chance. I mean, apparently,
Hmm.
obviously Steichen saw something in that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like quarterbacks nowadays are just too often thrown into the fire, and we're just like, oh, well, he's rookie quarterback, got to start him, right? It's not how it
Yeah.
was. Like even 10 years ago, that's not how it was. This is a very recent development in the NFL. So
Hmm.
we'll see what Tyler Shuh can do. Um, in other news, the Detroit Lions have extended Aiden Hutchinson, who's having just a fantastic year so far. He's leading the team in sacks. I believe he's
Believe he's
third.
#1 in defensive player of the year betting odds.
I was going to say third. I thought it was third. I
I
looked at it.
thought he was last I saw he was one or he was tied with Parsons at
I
two.
saw Parsons was one and Nick Benito was two. That was DK though, so I think they're all pretty close. But at any rate,
Yeah.
he's having a fantastic year, and the Lions have paid him. They've extended him for 4 years, 180 million, which I mean, that's what the going rate is. 141 of which is guaranteed. So hats off for Aiden. I mean, he was going to get paid eventually, and I think the Lions are actually being smart about this. And I think this tells you that the Lions are going to be buyers because they're not trying to mess themselves up down the road. They're setting the market now. They got their price in for Hutch, and I mean they were going to extend him eventually. So this move absolutely makes sense.
Yep.
The Bears have signed safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to their active roster. Gardner-Johnson started the year with the Texans, was released a little bit earlier. So the Bears are looking to bolster that defense just a little bit. And Tyler Lockett has signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. I believe that was Monday when that happened. So,
yeah.
And I think that pretty much tells you that Jacoby Myers is going to get traded at the trade deadline. Speaking of trades, Kyle, there have been some trades already.
Yes, there has.
I'm very excited for this upcoming trade deadline. I guess we can start with what's happened already. No bombshells, nothing crazy. The Patriots have gotten involved twice already. Actually, they've traded safety Kyle Duggar to the Steelers for a 2026 late round pick swap. Yeah, I mean, this one was a bit surprising because, I mean, Duggar was like a staple of that defense, and he kind of had a bit of a fall from grace under Coach Grable. I really think this is a good get for the Steelers. I mean, for obvious reasons.
They need help. Their Steelers defense is bad.
Yeah, they need a lot of help. So I think that's a good get in the secondary for them. The Patriots have also traded defensive end Keon White to the 49ers for a late round pick swap. So the Niners get some help on the D line.
Patriots just accumulating all the 6th-round picks.
Yeah, and I mean, they turn those into gold more often than not. So I trust they know what they're doing there. But I don't think the 49ers are done. I don't. And finally, the Jets have traded cornerback Michael Carter II and a 2027 7th-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for wide receiver John Mechie and a 2027 6th. This is a good trade for both teams, I think. Mechie was primarily a special teamer, and I know that they had released Xavier Gibson earlier in the year, so he probably takes on a bit of what he was doing there in New York. Eagles definitely needed some help at cornerback. I don't think this is a game changer per se, but they need bodies. They need somebody because I know you and I can't stand watching Keely Ringo anymore. Actually, well, he did okay this past Sunday, but he and Adoree Jackson have had quite the year.
Yep.
So I want to get your thoughts, Kyle, on the upcoming deadline. Like, who's a seller? Who's a buyer? Who's buying what? What do you have? What do you think's going on this deadline?
I don't know. I think like everyone's saying this is gonna be a really active NFL trade deadline. I low key for some reason think it's a lot of noise, but not. I don't think anything major is gonna happen.
So
Maybe
you and I
one big
seem
move.
to see you and I seem to be on the same wavelength. I agree with you.
There's a lot of noise right now, but
Yeah.
I'm not as confident that something's really gonna happen. I mean, I think teams that are obvious sellers are like obviously the bottom basement drawing teams. Like I think Jacoby Myers is very likely to be moved on the Raiders.
Agreed.
I think the Titans, I just hope they trade Tony Pollard because I have him in my dynasty league and I want to get some kind of value for him. I have a lot of running backs in that league, so I would ideally love him to get traded and then just get another pick because I traded away a lot of my picks for players.
Fair enough.
Um,
Hey, I
but
mean,
yeah,
I
then
can't hate
yeah,
it.
Browns could be sellers, but I don't know really with their cap situation. Jets obviously they already made a trade.
Yeah,
Um, Dolphins maybe too, but I don't know. They looked pretty good this past week. It's tough to say. And then obviously the buyers are probably the top tier teams. Like I think the Patriots are going to make a move. I know they've been
they
talking about
have been.
receiver
Yeah,
and edge rusher. Bills, I could see making a move for
yeah,
defense. I think they should make a move for a receiver. I
yeah.
think for
I've heard that.
the Saints are a team that I wouldn't be surprised if they trade. I don't think they're going to trade Olave. They could.
Yeah, I think it's more. I mean,
I
I
think
think it's
Rashid
very
Shaheed
likely.
could get
Yeah,
traded.
I was gonna say. I think it's very likely Shaheed gets traded.
Hmm.
In fact, I don't imagine a deadline where he doesn't get traded.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't. I think they hold on to Olave. I don't think they'll move completely on.
Hmm. I see Eagles maybe getting pass rusher help, but I mean, we'll see. It's always Howie season.
Yeah, boy, how
Lions
we?
maybe too, but like, yeah, as I think we both alluded to, I think a lot of it's noise right now. A lot of people said at the beginning of the season that this was going to be, I think wasn't it extended by a week than it would have been than it has been. I thought that was
Um,
part of the rule changes.
I, you might be right. I don't know for sure,
Vaguely
but
remember that. Don't trust me when I say that, but
I won't
it
quote
might
you
be
on that.
true. But I remember at the beginning during the off season, somebody mentioned that being like because there's gonna be more. It's gonna be way more active since it's later in
Mhm.
the year. But I think it's off by like a week. So I mean, we'll see. But I hope it's exciting. Gives
Yeah,
us more to talk about. But
I,
I'm
I,
I think it's more noise than what's actually gonna happen.
I tend to agree with you. I think there's, I mean, for what it's worth, I think there's a lack of sellers this trade deadline. I don't think, I mean, few teams are completely out of it, as you alluded to. I mean, you have your obvious ones like the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Saints. I do think the Saints are going to be one of the bigger sellers. The Giants potentially too, who actually until quite recently I thought were going to be potential buyers, but circumstances and injuries have kind of changed that
Yeah,
whole
things change on a
situation.
dime. Honestly,
Yeah,
maybe teams that
honestly.
we're not even talking about right now
Yeah.
this next weekend could easily become sellers or buyers.
Um, so yeah, I think there's a few teams that are completely out of it. As you said, I think the 49ers are going to continue to buy. I don't think it stops at Keon White. I think they're going to try and go after potentially Trey Hendrickson. Philly again, they've made a move today for Michael Carter the second, but I don't think it stops there. I think the pass rush needs help. I think the secondary they could see a move for another person. Dallas, I know there's been tons of noise around Dallas and what they're going to do. Um, Buffalo, again, as you said, the
You know what's better
secondary.
than having a young, good pass rusher? Having an older, more expensive pass rusher.
But Kyle, they have two picks. They could get a younger pass rusher. It's the trade deadline.
No, they're gonna get an older one.
What if they traded for a guy like Micah Parsons, though?
True, that would be an excellent move by Dallas if
I
they did
mean,
trade for a guy like
I
Micah
think
Parsons.
I'm beating myself up. I think I made this joke last week. I'm pretty sure I made this
I think
exact
we
same
made this
joke.
joke multiple weeks.
It's funny, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo, they need some help in the secondary. And to your point, wide receiver, man. I think they could definitely go after some a wide receiver.
They need like an alpha. Like if they got Chris
They
Olave,
do, man.
that would
I
be
know, yeah.
sick.
I mean, I don't know what that would take. That would probably take a first round pick, maybe
I
even.
would say I'd take it first.
Yeah,
I
I don't
love
know.
seeing do you love seeing like these NFL like mock trades on Instagram and stuff, and they're just so hilariously bad. Like I mean,
So
obviously, like I've seen like the AJ Brown ones, but it's like I saw one was like, who says no? And it's like the Bills offer a second, a fourth, and some random guy for AJ Brown, and I'm like, no,
let me burst everybody's bubble real quick. AJ Brown is not getting traded. Just
no, I agree.
just to let everybody know, he's not getting traded. I don't care what anybody says. They'd be foolish. That would be asinine.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't like the ones that say like breaking and it's like a picture of the guy and it has like the new team's colors and then in the caption caption's like oh trade hypothetical and I'm like this is clearly clickbait. This is such clearly no, but I like poking holes at the ones that are like so obviously bad.
Mhm.
But they're to your point, I mean some of them are pretty good though. Some of them are like
Yeah, I agree.
they're kind of fun to ponder upon.
I think one guy you mentioned, I just want to bring it up real quick while I have it on my thought, but you mentioned Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
He seems like an obvious guy.
Yeah,
And
right?
Cincinnati's kind of buzzing, but he's injured. That just makes it a little more complicated.
Well, so he and I had
I
this
think
in my.
I think the Patriots should get him
I don't know.
because they have the cap space to handle it. They're a young team. They make a push. They got a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Drake May.
A lot of people
top
are
5.
saying.
Some are saying now. They're saying top 5 now. The people.
A lot of people are saying that he's going to go to the 49ers, and the only reason I don't think that's likely is because I don't think they're in a position right now where they're a Trey Hendrickson away. We don't know.
They might believe they are, though.
They might believe they are. They might do it anyway. I might be wrong. But I don't think they are. And I think even if they do go out and get him, it's a 1-year rental. It's going to cost you a metric boat ton of money to do so, probably. It's going to cook your books down the road. You already have Brock Purdy on the books, who, by the way, we don't even know when Brock Purdy's coming back, because turf toe is a very, difficult injury.
Turf toe is a very serious injury.
Very
sounds like a pussy injury, but it's a very serious injury.
It's very serious. And they're just very injured in general. And the likelihood that he's going to be back on the team next year is low. So, and you have guys like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and, all these guys coming back next year anyway. So I don't think it's likely. I actually think it's more likely that he gets traded to a team like Dallas, who actually has money to spend right now. Or a team like New England, right? Who, yes, they did spend a lot of money this free agency, and they're probably...
But they still have a lot of money.
They still have a lot of money. They have a lot of money right now. Maybe not in the future, but right now they do. And I mean, the way they're playing, why not go all in, right? Like, that makes more sense to me. I think this would, like, if we're gonna see a lot happen at the trade deadline, I think edge rushers or pass rushers or whatever, defensive linemen, I think we could see a lot of those guys get traded. One guy for me that makes a ton of sense, wherever they were to trade him, is the Saints. Carl Granderson. Really good year. He's top 20 in sacks this year in the league. I have heard some buzz around him. I think that would probably make more sense for the 49ers because you can get him on an more affordable deal than you could at a Trey Hendrickson, or even a Jermaine Johnson, Jets defensive end. That one might make more sense for San Francisco if they were going to continue to bolster the defensive line. I think even that makes sense for Philadelphia, right? Like a guy like Granderson or a guy like Jermaine Johnson. You don't really have to go out and get yourself a complete game changer like Trey Hendrickson. You have Jalen Carter up front. You have Jordan Davis up front. If you can get a guy off the edge, like I think Jermaine Johnson is a perfect fit. I know it didn't work out with Bryce Huff, but I think Jermaine Johnson's a really good fit for Philadelphia and what they're trying to look for. We've also heard about Quinnen Williams potentially too getting moved. I don't know how much noise there is around that right now. It sounds like they're trying.
I heard a little bit of a noise, not much noise.
I heard they're trying to keep him. Is what I've come to read about online. But Jermaine Johnson, I hear, is more open. The door's more open for him. But yeah, I think if we're gonna see moves, it'll probably be around the defensive line. Would be my opinion. I guess we can touch on offense really quick too. I heard Jawan Jennings is a target to be traded. He deleted his IG on last Wednesday. I did see though that Shanahan said he would be surprised if he were traded. I know Shanahan's not in charge there, obviously, but he said himself that he would be surprised. So Chuba Hubbard is another name. Carolina came out and said a couple weeks ago that they don't have intentions to trade him. I tend to believe them. I mean, as well as Rico Dowdle's, exploded onto the scene, I think they'd like to keep another guy behind him just in case. I think they should definitely lean on Rico as the starter going forward. He's been freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chuba's another guy I've heard. Alvin Kamara, another name I've heard. He's came out and said he doesn't want to be traded.
Yeah, he said he'll retire if he gets traded. So,
which would be just
I don't think he
crazy.
Would. And also, the Saints lost Kendrick Miller for the year. He's not.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I think the one name that you did mention that I wouldn't be so shocked is Tony Pollard. I mean, the Titans are clearly not close at all. They don't have any talent. If they're going to start building around Cam Ward again, traditionally
draft capital.
The best way is draft capital. So I think that would make sense. I think they hold on to the guy. I think they hold on to the younger back, Tajay Spears, because he's perfectly serviceable. I think he's more than capable of being the starter by himself. But yeah, I think a guy like Tony Pollard you could see get moved. And then the last one is Breece Hall. I don't really see this one.
I've heard it kind of cooled down. Like I heard he's not
Yeah.
getting traded now.
I've heard some stuff about Breece, but I don't.
Makes sense
I
though.
don't-
He's on his last year of his deal. Might as well get.
It does make sense.
That's one
No,
thing. Like a lot. Like I think the team should. If you're not planning on bringing the guy back, I mean, I guess I get building a culture and stuff, but like I think if you're bad and you're not bringing a potential free agent next year back, you should trade him for picks.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean, realistically, the only contending team looking for a solid number one running back is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I think if there were to be a team that goes out and makes a blockbuster deal for a running back, I think it would be Kansas City. Because I mean, think about all the other teams that are in playoff spots or like, at the top of their class. The Eagles don't need a running back. The Colts don't need a running back. The Patriots have like 3 running backs. They should commit to Travion. I've been saying that all year. They kind of finally did, but they don't need a running back. So
I hate Travion.
Dude, well, they still gave him. We'll get into it in a minute, but yeah, I think the Chiefs are probably the only one I could see making a move for a running back. Wide receiver, I know we mentioned Rashid Shaheed and Jacoby Myers. I think though, and potentially Chris Olave. I think Buffalo makes sense for a wide receiver. They've really struggled to establish a true number one between Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir. I mean, they've both been. Well, Coleman's been a bit disappointing. I know Shakir's been solid, but he's not really a number one guy.
Yeah.
Another team that could look to make a move for a wide receiver is Pittsburgh. They really kind of do lack a true number 2 behind DK. And I think a guy like Rashid or honestly Jacoby Myers, I think would be a really good fit for Aaron Rodgers. Just because they have guys that get out there and they have speed guys. I know Shaheed's he's more well-rounded this year, but I think Jacoby Myers is a little bit more well-rounded, better possession receiver. So I think that makes sense. And honestly, Denver is looking to really grasp. I know Troy Franklin had a hell of a game this past Sunday, which was great for him. So maybe that's cooled off a little bit. We'll see if they commit to that going forward. But those are the 3 teams I think could really make a move.
I think Njoku on the Browns could also be traded to any of those teams because they have
Yeah,
Fan now.
Maybe
he hasn't been doing too much. I could see it.
I could see
I think
it.
it's a name to watch. Njoku.
I heard one thing before we move on here. I heard one trade that was like crazy. I heard the Colts might move Anthony Richardson.
No, I've heard that.
Dude's career is like, I feel so like I kind of do feel bad. He was thrown right into the fire. Everybody knew that he was not a week 1 starter last year. He performed terribly, and now he like poked his own eye out with the freaking stretchy band thing, and now he might get traded. So like, you went from like top 5 pick to that, like, tough. So we'll see. I mean, we're gonna have a lot more to talk about on Tuesday once the trade deadline is over. I'm gonna be doing my best this weekend to keep up with all the trades as they come out. So keep a lookout on IG and Snapchat. Drop us a follow. It's right. Let me see. Right there. There it is. Picks NFL on Instagram. Point up, Kyle. That's what I'm pointing at. There it is. Right there. Now, before we get into these games, I did want to recap some of the injuries that happened in Week 8. Pat Surtain left
Moment
early.
of silence.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're gonna have a big moment of silence for Cam in a second. I guess I can just start off with that because there was no worse injury than that. That was rough.
That was the worst injury of the week. One of the worst injuries of the season.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Kyle and I were actually watching the Eagles game together this past weekend, and we didn't see it live, but then afterwards we were like, oh. Did you hear what it was officially?
Fractured ankle,
fractured fibula, ruptured deltoid ligament, and dislocated ankle.
Oh,
Youch.
Yes, I mean, his foot was facing the wrong way.
Yeah, no, it was not. It was not facing the correct way. And the greedy NFL, bro, 2 days ago, they put out a highlight video called Best Plays from Cam Scatterbo's Rookie Season. How messed up is that?
How'd they know? They do. What'd they know?
What they know?
How they know?
They knew that he was going to be out for the year, obviously.
Oh, wait. I forgot today was Wednesday.
Yeah,
My
2
mind's all
days
over
ago.
the
2 days
place.
ago. So Tyrone Tracy will reclaim the starting job in the Giants' backfield.
I saw you got him from waivers.
That
was
stinks,
my
man.
big loss of you
stinks,
beating
'cause
you.
I was
that you were able to get him.
I was extremely high on Scatterbo coming into this year, and I was right about him for the most part. That sucks.
Yeah, he's so fun to watch.
He is
I
fun
mean,
to watch.
even Eagles fans, which are known notoriously to be bad fans
We
from
gave
other
him a
people,
standing O.
they gave him a standing ovation. Shows how
Mhm.
much people just love people that run into people, nothing abandoned, just go crazy.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful player to watch. Horrible loss for the season.
Correct. Pat Surtain, defensive player of the year last year, left in the third quarter. He was ruled out with a shoulder injury, which was later revealed to be a pec strain. He will not go on IR, the team announced yesterday, but he may miss 3 games. So that is noteworthy. Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco is considered week to week with an MCL sprain. Which another reason gives incentive.
He already was ruled. He's ruled out already, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they have ruled him out.
He's been ruled out for the next week.
Gives KC more incentive to make a trade potentially. We'll have to see.
Make a trade.
Another running back injury. Saquon Barkley left early with a groin injury. The Eagles are on bye this week, so that'll give him time to rest.
I heard it's minor. I heard some reports said he could have got back at the game if it was close, and then some people say like he should be fine after.
It looked like more of a precautionary thing. They did not need him to finish the game. The Bears, they lost cornerback Kyler Gordon and defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. Those guys are considered. I think they're both. They haven't been ruled out yet, but they did leave early in the game on Sunday. And Trey Hendrickson did re-aggravate his hip injury in Sunday's loss to the Jets. He did not practice today. I'm going to assume he gets held out because of the trade deadline. That's the only reason I could see him not playing. Because the Bengals are in a win now position. They're not out of it yet, believe it or not. But I do think they're shipping him out of there. So we'll see. All right, Kyle, take us into the first game. I know we're gonna fly.
No, you also missed Terry McLaurin. He re-aggravated, I believe, his quad injury, and he's already been ruled out.
I did not know that, so thank you.
He's already been ruled out for next week. He's probably gonna end up on IR.
Damn, bro. Oh, that stinks.
But I'm gonna hold out. You gotta get your practices in, then you won't get hurt.
There you go.
Cost of a holdout.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, take us to Thursday. Like I said,
Thursday night football, Chargers, Vikings. I kind of was all in on the Chargers going into this. I was a little flippy-floppy at the end, but I was like, Chargers got this. And they did. Return of Joe Alt completely looked like a different team.
How good did they look as a unit?
They looked really good. Really good pass protection. The run game finally got going. Kareem Vidal with 23 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, he looked explosive. I put him in a lot of my lineups. Big faith on him. One thing in this game, Carson Wentz. We missed this on the injury report. He's out for the year.
Oh, really?
He's basically playing with a torn labrum.
That does not
surprise me. I know Kurt Herbstreit, I think, was or somebody during whoever the announcer was during the call, basically was calling him like a baby for like whining after the game. Yeah, Who? somebody did
on the post game.
Because there was that shot of him like slamming his helmet and screaming. It's like, oh, you can't be doing that as a leader. Dude was playing with a torn labrum. Bruh. His shoulder was popped.
First, did you see the brace he was wearing? So it was
like he couldn't even move his arm.
Yeah, it was this brace that literally lets you move the arm like barely at all. So I don't even know how he was out there throwing the ball at all.
Dude, say what you will about Wentz. Man is a tough cookie, man.
He is a tough guy.
He threw a touchdown on a torn ACL.
He's always been a tough guy. Actually, it was a 2-point conversion, Kyle.
Or was it a 2-point conversion?
No, was it?
I thought it was a touchdown.
I think it was a touchdown. I think you're right. I think I'm
mistaken.
mistaken.
It was a touchdown to Jeffrey.
I think you're right, and the Eagles won that game.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no, he is a tough guy. I feel bad for him. His career has been completely ruined by injuries. He is the quintessential what if. I really do think that he is the quintessential what if. Yeah, I feel bad for him. I don't know what the Vikings are going to... Maybe the Vikings become sellers. Who knows?
Yeah, Vikings are an interesting team. Ordell Gaskin the second. I think he's a fifth-round tight end.
My boy.
He did so good. He's been taking all of Quinton Johnson's work because he had 0 targets.
Yeah, that donut, man.
Quinton Johnson, rest in peace. Cooper Gaskin, tight end out of Syracuse. I believe he's a fifth-round pick out of Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Correct.
solid, very good guy so far.
Andre. There's one thing you didn't mention in this game that I did want to bring up. Was so there was I think it was 7-0 at this point, and I want to say it was 7-0. It was very early in the game. It was like the first.
Is this the
Rogers?
The Rogers.
So
yeah, this was at the beginning of the game.
Ladd wasn't looking. Ladd McConkey wasn't looking. Herbert kind of rushed the throw, and Isaiah Rogers made another great catch. By the way, having a phenomenal year, Isaiah Rogers is. And he returned it for a pick six. And they overturned this, and I immediately was like, well, that's just not conclusive. Like, there was no one angle that I saw, unless they saw something else. No one angle.
There's like one angle where it kind of bobbles, but in my opinion, I thought that was an interception.
And this completely changed the game because LA went down and scored a touchdown. It was a 14-point swing. And after that, it was just the doors were blown off. The doors were blown off. And, the Chargers
kind of blew it up. I fell asleep, I think, in the middle of the third quarter, and I woke up and I was like, well, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
this game is
boring. We didn't miss much after that. It was all Vikings after that. All right, we'll go to Sunday. I guess if you want to get the Eagles out of the way, Kyle. I know that.
Yeah, get the Eagles out of the way. Eagles win 38-20. Philadelphia undefeated in the Kelly Green since they brought him back. Perfect 5-0.
My boy.
Gotta love to see that. Saquon popped off his first big run of the year.
Oh my God.
He had a 65-yard touchdown early in the game. I believe it was the first touchdown. And gotta love to see that. I saw that at the beginning of the game. I was like, oh boy, we're so back.
Oh my gosh.
And
I think that's what I said to you. I looked over, I was like, Kyle.
Yeah, I think we both turned ourselves to each other at the bar and we're like, we're so back.
Are we back?
Yeah, then Giants ended up, it looked kind of close, but then eventually the Giants, Cam Scatterboo, as we mentioned, horrible ankle injury.
Yeah.
And kind of sucked the life out of them, to be honest. He did score a touchdown to tie it, and then Eagles responded with another touchdown. I believe who ended up scoring? I think Barkley scored it
Saquon scored twice.
Yeah, Saquon scored twice.
Yeah. And then after that, that was the Scatterboo injury.
Then Scatterboo got injured.
I see a lot of people saying this was a dirty tackle by Zach Bond. It was a hip drop tackle. I see no such video evidence that suggests this was a hip drop tackle or a dirty tackle.
I agree.
And it's not just me being a homer, because if there was a bad call in this game, which there was.
Yes, I was about to get into that.
Go ahead.
So
I'd call it.
Was it on the touchdown drive?
Yes, it was. So
it was on the touchdown drive where they took the 14-7 lead. The Eagles ran the infamous tush push, and during the play, the whistle was blown, but clearly the Jalen was not down, and it should have been ruled a fumble, which arguably could have been returned for a big gain or even a touchdown.
You already kind of have this wrong, though. You already kind of have this wrong because the ball came out before the whistle was blown. This is how bad this might have been one of the worst calls I've seen.
This is the play that they're gonna use to kill the tush push. Not that the tush push was probably gonna make it pass.
So hear me out.
I think that's my deep conspiracy.
I'm on the same wavelength.
You're in the deep conspiracy that the NFL told this is. I think I told Aaron the other night, but I was like, the NFL told the officials to purposely officiate the tush push badly, so that they could justify banning it in the offseason. Because they never had these issues before. So, this is the first time where they're like, "Oh, we can't officiate tush push; it's too hard."
Kyle,
that's my conspiracy theory.
What's the narrative been around the tush push this year?
That it's hard to officiate.
It's a hard play to officiate.
They weren't saying that the past 3 years.
No,
they weren't saying it.
It's fucking not, dude. It's not that hard. And then this year, right? They have the camera right down the offensive, right down the line. They got the slow-mo phantom camera.
No, I hate the judging it on slow-mo. I think if you looked at any play at the line slow-mo, I'm sure you would see a dozen false starts.
Do you know how unwatchable? You gotta do it by
eye. You can't go. It'd be so unwatchable.
It would be so bad. The NFL would be so unwatchable if you had every pre-snap right down the line and you had a slow-mo camera for every single pre-snap penalty. The game would be unwatchable. You'd never get anywhere.
Unwatchable.
I agree with you. They are intentionally,
deliberately doing it bad,
officiating this and this was, for all intents and purposes, one of the worst. Like, I don't know how. So
that was one of the worst. That's like one of the worst calls since like the no call for the NFC Championship with the Rams.
2019, yeah.
Not really bad.
Not on the same level in terms of how important the game was.
Stakes,
but just as bad. Like just as bad as of like, what are we doing here? And we saw a lot of bad calls this week, but that one. definitely takes the cake.
That was pretty bad.
So yeah, it was a 7-7 game at that point. Giants would have had the ball. They would have had, I don't know if they would have drove down, but potentially.
I think they would have got a good return there.
I think they would have. I think they absolutely
there.
would have. I think you could have argued that they would have made it to maybe midfield. I mean, this occurred what, like the 20-something yard line?
Yeah.
Could have made it to midfield, even further maybe. So, I mean, at least a 7-point swing there. Yeah, but I mean, after that, the Eagles scored, and then Scadabo went down.
Scadabo got hurt.
I heard people also saying like the
OPI.
It was a good call. I mean, come on.
That's a fine call. He pushed off on him.
Twice. He pushed off. Slayton pushed off twice. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of like clips and shorts where they're just showing Mitchell grabbing onto him where they were hand fighting. And I'm like, all right, can we back it up about 10 seconds so we can watch the entire play and then maybe give the full context?
Yeah. Give some context.
Yeah.
Big contest guys on this pod. One last thing before we move on. I was gonna say this last week, but the only reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to jinx the Eagles. But did Bo Nix kill the Giants? Such as Jaden Daniels killed.
Well, we'll have to see because this is now back-to-back games
I don't know.
where the Giants have given up at least 38 points. Which isn't really even fair because they gave up 33 in one quarter against the Broncos.
Well, they didn't give up 38. They gave 33.
Oh, yeah,
they
at least
gave
33.
Up 33 points in the
my brain stopped working.
Kill the Giants.
I think it's yet to be seen, personally. I think this was just a team.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards it.
I think this was just the Eagles
complain about Dable, complain about the coaching.
I think it's more of a this is just a good Eagles team beating up on a not so good Giants team situation. I'm more in that camp than it is the Giants are cooked now.
Giants were doing really well. They had all the momentum in the world.
Did.
I was at that game when they beat the Eagles.
They did.
Very exciting team. They were killing the Broncos, and then they lose in historic fashion, i.e., very similar to the Hail Mary by Jaden Daniels to the Bears.
Could be.
I'm just saying. I want to be first on this take.
They'll be.
Bo Nix killed the Giants.
They'll be on.
You
that
heard it
watch.
here first.
They'll be on that watch.
Would have said that. Would have said that last week if they weren't playing the Eagles. But now they don't have to play the Eagles again. So I'm going to say it. Bo Nix killed the Giants.
Philadelphia. They respond to a
Bo Nix killed the Giants.
They respond to a 17-point defeat 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football with an 18-point victory over the Giants. How appropriate. Last thing I'll say on this is it was another tough week for the Jalen Hurts camp because he had some dots, 4 passing touchdowns. I love him, man. He's a winner.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a winner.
I will take us to Cincinnati where we have another winner. This game started off like every other Jets game. This year with the Jets getting trashed early. It was 10-0 immediately. You did see some fight from the Jets a little bit. They had a nice early red zone stand. But I mean, what was it? The Jets, like we were watching this game. It was 10-0.
Yeah.
The Jets
had
gone
were down
for it.
24-13 at half.
Yeah. The Jets had
gone for it.
The Jets had gone for it on 4th and 1. They ran a pitch play and they obviously did not get it. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, on their own 37, they ran it.
It was 3. I think it was 3-0 at this point. This is before the
yeah, it was 3-0. It was the second drive of the game.
You know how desperate you have to be to go for it on your own 36 on 4th and 1, only down 3-0. You have to be Jets desperate. Is the answer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, Justin Fields, he was making some throws. He was out there. He had a beautiful touch with a man in his face to Tyler Johnson. They scored a touchdown. That was the first, Kyle, you're not going to believe this. This is crazy. First half touchdown by the New York Jets since week 1.
Ooh. Oh, my gosh.
Oh. Cincinnati had responded with a touchdown drive. I mean, to be honest, this was night and day by New York. I mean, you go back to the London game, right, before halftime where they insisted on running the ball. They refused to use their timeouts. They refused to get into field goal range. They're actually throwing the ball before the half this time. They had a nice, Fields had a nice pickup to Isaiah Williams. They got into the red zone. They did not come away with the touchdown, but they did come away with 3. Yes, it's the Cincinnati defense, but I mean, when you're that bad and you've had that many bad performances in a row, I think that absolutely matters. So I will give credit where credit is due. I thought the play calling by the Jets was also much better.
Jets are really good against bad defenses.
Yes, they are.
They were good against the Bengals. And they were good against the Steelers, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do well against Dallas though. To your point.
Fair.
to counter your
Fair
point.
point.
But, I mean, did the play calling not look like it was night and day, right? It's not just me.
Yeah.
There was
No,
more.
they looked a lot better. I think I like their play calling. They were really creative. They used Brees Hall a lot, which was great. He had a great game.
Yeah,
2
well,
touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air.
yeah,
Very
man. Oh
exciting.
my gosh, I
That was
almost
the
forgot to
game-winning
mention that.
touchdown. Very exciting.
Yeah, I mean they were using a lot more play action. They made Cincinnati account for Fields in the run game. I thought they spread the field a lot better. And how about the blocking? I mean, Armand Membu was like a superstar in this game. He was just bullying
Yeah.
Bengals left and right. The fullback Andrew Beck, I want to give him a shout out. The lead blocking was phenomenal too. Jets ended up having 254 rushing yards in this game, which most, as you could probably guess, the most by far from a game this season by the Jets. I don't know if you gave Brees a stat line, but he had 18 carries for 100.
18 carries,
There
133,
you
2
go.
touchdowns,
He's
and
got
then a
it.
pass, 1 4-yard
One passing
touchdown.
touchdown. So we'll get into the fourth quarter of this game.
He
The
also
Bengals,
had 2 for 14 through the air.
Who?
Catching. Brees Hall had 2 catches for
14 yards. The Bengals took a 31-16 lead into the fourth quarter, but New York was threatening to begin the final frame. Brees scored on that drive and got a 2-point conversion, which cut it to 7 points, 31-24. If you were wondering who was doing well on the Bengals, it was Chase Brown, 12 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Samaje Perine had 9 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. So the Jets' defense, the run defense at least, was getting carved up. Jamar Chase, 12 more catches, which is pedestrian for him nowadays. 19 targets, Kyle. 19 targets.
Mm-hmm.
Only 91 yards. So I think they really, I mean, besides the
They
deep
just
ball.
pepper him with targets.
Yeah, I mean, they just
loves throwing it.
I know. It's just like out route. Jamar Chase. And really, I mean, T. Higgins only had 1 catch in this game. Granted, it was a 44-yard touchdown, but besides that, I really thought they kept the deep ball and the explosive plays in check. So I'll credit, I know Sauce was out this game, right?
Sauce, I believe, was out. I think
Sauce
he
was
was
out
in
this game.
concussion protocol.
So I'll credit, I'll give credit where credit's due. I mean, the Jets secondary did extremely well. They limited the explosive plays. Jamar Chase somehow did not score in this game. I'm upset about that because there was a metric fuck ton of points scored in this game, and I had him for a touchdown. He didn't score.
That's what happens.
Yeah, it happens. I know. The Bengals and Jets exchanged scores. New York again went for it for 2 and got it, so it was 38-32. Cincinnati midway through the fourth quarter.
Big math guy going for 2 there, right there.
Yeah, I mean, so
big math guy right there.
I was kind of
Aaron
like
Glenn, big numbers guy.
I was kind of like, Aaron Glenn, what are you doing at first? Because it was a 9-point game. They scored a touchdown to make it 9 points, and then the PAT was pending. They decided to go for 2. And I'm like, why are you going for 2? You don't need to yet. You're down 9. You're just going to keep it at 2 possessions. But then I realized they're 0-7, and it's like, well, if we're going to score, we're going to have to score any. Like, if we're going to go for 2, we have to go for 2 anyway to get back in this game. So
yeah,
ended up being a good call. They were 2 for 2.
Big analytics guy right there.
So, and then not expected, right? So it was 38-32 Cincinnati, and then the Jets get a stop. They sack Flacco on 3rd down. And then perhaps the most uncharacteristic New York Jets drive, they go on a 7-minute touchdown drive to take the lead with under 2 to go. As Kyle said, Brees Hall flipped it over to Mason Terrell. I could not believe he threw that ball, by the way. So he had rolled out all the way, had a man in his face. It was a wobbly pass, and really all DJ Turner had to do was just turn around, and this ball would have been either batted down or intercepted. But he stayed right in Mason Taylor's face. Mason Taylor went up and got it, and the Jets came away with a touchdown. And then the Jets hunker down. They get a stop on the final drive, and they win 39-38. And what was the most entertaining game of the week by far, and I was not quite expecting that, to say the least.
The Nick Mangold game.
The Nick Mangold game.
Did you see Justin Fields post-game press conference?
I did not. I did not. Tell me about
it. He said he was emotional, very emotional. He said he found and I quote, "I found myself in my closet crying on the ground, laying down." Not from hardship, but because he was desperate for the Jets' first win and prayed for it repeatedly. Saying that he was dealing with a lot of outside noise, which is hysterical because the outside noise was the owner saying he couldn't throw.
Literally, the guy who's paying me to be here is talking shit about me.
Yeah, the guy who signs the checks is the one talking crap
That's
that
tough.
I'm going to view as outside noise.
That's tough.
Not good.
No.
But
I'm glad
glad
for
the Jets
him.
got their first win.
Hey, this is what I was expecting Justin Fields to be like. Not perfect all the time. Obviously, he did miss some throws this game. I think that honestly, the balls that he threw, like he has a very high tendency to, like, when there's a man in his face or when he's going down, to throw the ball, which is typically not what you're advised to do.
Mm-hmm.
He made a lot of those plays work though, and like I said, I thought the play calling was much better, and it played right into his favor. So good for him, man. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on here. Again, we're just gonna try and breeze through some
Oh,
of these.
one thing real quick. I forgot to mention Eagles.
Oh, go ahead.
Tank Bigsby, phenomenal game.
He picked
200-yard rush in that game.
he picked
He had
up
that big second in 2021. That was
no
incredible.
second and 31, and they picked up a first down.
Actually, it was second and 28. There was a mess up on the graphic.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Screw
Either
me
way,
then.
incredible.
Anyway, we'll move on briefly to Carolina, where the dirty, idiot, stupid Panthers lose again. And I was so high on them covering that freaking 7.5 points, and they got blown out 40-9. But I don't want to hear it because the Panthers made it so damn easy for the Bills to. They had so many short field. I think they had 3 drives. They had 3 touchdown drives. The Bills did, where they started inside the Panthers like 25-yard line or something crazy like that. And they made it. They were just handing out points. Carolina was.
Yeah, Carolina was pretty bad. Andy Dalton is cooked.
Bro,
he's no Joe Flacco.
2 fumbles, an interception. They just made it so easy. He had a pick 6 too, or pretty. Oh no, they brought it back to the 1, but they scored promptly on the next play. Don't get me wrong. The only other thing I'll say about this is James Cook legacy game, and he. I mean, so it was 88 rushes, 80 yards in the first quarter. By halftime, he had 153 yards. Finished the game with 19 carries, 216 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And by the way, Kyle, he did that all in 3 quarters because he did not play in the 4th quarter. So if this wasn't actually a close game, like it should have been, I firmly believe he might have made a run at the record. Could have.
Yeah, he was playing incredible.
At least Ted McMillan is still good. You have that going for you, Panthers.
7 for 99. I love that about Andy Dalton. Does pepper his wide receiver just like Joe Flacco. Pepper is number 1.
They are kind of from the same branch.
Just peppering him, Stafford, Flacco, Stafford, Andy Dalton. Love pepper in their number ones.
Bengals will do that to you. We'll move on to Houston, where I actually got this one wrong. I had a 9-4 record this week picking games, which was pretty good. I think that really the only one I wanted back was honestly probably this game. This is probably the one game I wanted back.
Yeah, this is one I wanted back. I mean, the Niners, we've been saying they're really banged up, and this one, the wheels just kind of fell off.
Yeah, it was a 20...
Couldn't get the run game going. McCaffrey had a dud fantasy game, which sucked because I really needed him to do well.
It was tough.
But yeah, the Texans look good. But I mean, the Texans look good against bad defenses. They really only won against defenses that are bottom 20 in defensive EPOA.
Then are we back on the 49ers being bad because they shut down? Well, we'll get into Atlanta in a little bit and how bi-fucking-polar they are. And it's so infuriating. It has me punching air. But are we back on that train now that they're not a good defense because of all the injuries and stuff?
I think, yeah, they're not a good defense with all the injuries and stuff.
Oh, all right. It was a 26-15.
No, I don't think they're like a bad defense. I'd like a horrible defense, but I just think they're really injured.
I mean, how
the injuries are catching up because I think Salah's a good coach. I think they have good pieces. I just think injuries are catching up on them. They lost their 2 best players.
I think I'm going to give more credit to Houston in this one though, because they've actually looked like a competent offense. It was 16-0.
The thing is, Houston looked great when they face depleted defensive lines. Like
you keep saying that, but it goes a long way when you're. I mean, look, they were getting stopped, and I think one of their issues going forward is, the offense is starting to come around, but I do think that they need
the Texans won against are the Titans, who stink and don't have a good defense. The Ravens, who didn't have Lamar and don't have a good defense. They beat the 49ers, whose defense is super injured.
4-3.
And that's it.
3-4.
Every other game they lost. I mean, their defense is incredible, and so they've been in a lot of close games, but they do not. Their offensive line is so bad, and they face like any kind of competent defensive line, they look horrible. They're horrible to don't forget last week they played Seattle, who Seattle is a great defense and a great defensive line,
Sure.
and they looked putrid.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for them is, and like you can get all the yards you want, and I mean between Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, they had 118 yards between the two of them. That's a great start. They're going to need that going forward. But to your point, right? If you face a tough front seven, I think that could give Houston problems. But the other thing is the red zone efficiency, because yeah, they did have a 16-0 lead with under a minute to go in the first half. They had 272 net yards on their first 4 drives of the game, which was phenomenal. But they only came away with 16 points. So the 49ers held them, right? 3 out of 4 drives ended in field goals, and they got in the red zone every single one of those drives. So it's about that consistency, right? You can get all the yards you want, but your team has to be able to put consistently touchdowns on the board. Another thing is the explosive plays. I don't really think they have a guy that can, besides Nico Collins, that can go out and get you an explosive play. We'll have to see, right, when Nico Collins comes back, how consistent that carries over. I'd like to say they're in the right direction, though. No.
For what, the Texans?
Yeah, I'd like to say that they're,
No, I think they're a
improved.
solid team. I think their offensive line is going to hurt them. I don't think they're a playoff team, in my opinion. They might sneak in. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Because I think they're going to have to win that division, and I don't think they're winning that division because the Colts are absolutely.
I think the Colts are phenomenal, and I think the Jags are better than them.
Yeah. And then, quickly on the 49ers, as we said, there are a lot of buzz around them to make moves at the trade deadline, so we'll see how active they are. Again, it's kind of a delicate situation, right? Because they don't know how long Brock Purdy is going to be out. Mac Jones is one hit away. He one hit away. This guy is constantly on the ground.
Destroyed. The 49ers can't keep guys healthy.
Yeah.
Not good.
Let's move on to New England right quick. Another blowout. Shocking.
Drake May. I got since the Commander season's over, I now have Ben Murphy's Drake May glaze, which is just Drake May facts with quotation marks. So I asked him to give me some Drake May facts.
What's in quotation marks? Facts is in quotation marks?
Facts is in quotation marks.
What are we doing here?
But
you just said we're a big
glaze. That's why I called it glaze. I said
it's literal
Drake
glaze.
May glaze. Ben Murphy's Drake Glay Maze.
Say that
glaze.
10 times
Drake
fast.
May glaze.
Anyway, give us the glaze.
Here we go. Here's the glaze. He said, when I said Drake May was top 5, I didn't realize I was underrating him. That's his Drake May glaze for this week.
Pump the brakes, Ben. Pump the brakes. take those brakes, take him to Jiffy Lube, get him some WD-40 because they need some lubricant. That being said, he's been playing phenomenally.
Definitely top 10.
I think if they continue to do what they're doing and like
MVP candidate.
It's interesting to me that he's all right. So here's an argument for that, right? He's doing it with a different wide receiver every week. This week, Matt Collins, receiver of choice, 7 catches, 89 yards, led the team in both. Diggs, where was he? 3 catches, 14 yards. He doesn't need a number one. He doesn't need a number 1 though, Like that's crazy.
Imagine him with a number 1 though.
Could be, but maybe, dude. Could be. I don't know. I mean, I really like Diggs, and I like obviously he doesn't have the stats of a number 1 guy. I like remember the boat incident this past offseason where everyone was like, "Oh yeah, be a drama." Yeah, that is so far in the rearview mirror. He's been a great locker room leader from everything I've heard. Before the Buffalo game, right? It's a big revenge game going in Buffalo. Before the game, he said all the right things. Went out there, had a huge game. You see him talking on the sidelines constantly. He's not having the stats of a number 1. He's acting like a number 1 guy though, which is huge. But to my point, right? Drake May doesn't need a quote unquote definitive number 1, which I think is pretty telling, of how far he's come.
They're definitely gonna get a number 1 next year. Yeah. Oh, just you watch. I love watching. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks this game. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta mention that. Well, who cares? It's a Browns franchise record. Myles Garrett immediately shoots up into the depoy candidate again.
How could you be depoy when your team sucks?
Because they'd be nothing without him.
Well, what? They have 2 less wins?
Yeah,
wow.
Sure. Jalen Hawkins, remember that interception he had? It was like I forget what was it, the one-handed. It was some one-handed.
Did you see the interception? Is that the interception that Drake May said like after the game? He's like, I forgot he could jump. He could jump.
I don't know if that's what he was referring to.
You know, that's how good you're playing if you can make fun of one of your interceptions as a second-year player.
No. Jalen Hawkins is on the Patriots. He had the interception.
Oh,
Jalen
okay.
Hawkins
The Browns
made
got interception. I don't remember who it was, but
I don't remember.
Drake May after the game said he just forgot that because it was a bad play.
Yeah, it was
He
like
threw it like
was it to a
right to him,
linebacker?
and he just jumped and
Yeah,
got it.
figured.
Yeah, to a linebacker, and he was like, "I forgot they could jump," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Wow, that's a mad aura answer."
Yeah. Last thing on this one, Ramondre did out-carry Travion Henderson 14-10. Travion had 75 yards compared to Stevenson's 34. Feed Travion. He is the better running back. He should be getting 15 carries a game.
Coaching staff hates him though.
I don't know what he did to Mike Vrabel. I don't. I guess we'll never know.
He messed his wife. He messed with his wife.
That has to. Must have just right in there. We'll touch on the Baltimore game real quick. Baltimore 30, Chicago 16. I really thought, are the Bears back to stinking, or is it more like Baltimore really needed a win?
I think Baltimore run game was a lot better. They looked bad in the first quarter, so I was like worried because obviously we had the over and the KBTs.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I think even the regular over ended up hitting. But
it did.
Anyway, but
We
like
sweated
Baltimore,
that,
I think their run game looked better. They got Patrick Carr back, which I didn't realize he was out. So I think that was a big
everybody
of
was
their run
injured.
game to get him back.
If you can think of a Baltimore Ravens starter, he was probably hurt at some point this year, or is still hurt.
I mean, Caleb played a bad game. There was like that one play where he had DJ Moore open and he just threw him a laser when he didn't need to.
I know.
Like he arguably played probably one of the worst games he's played since probably his rookie year. But I mean, I think Chicago's still a young team. Like they're not. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they like you would like just like to see improvement by Caleb. Maybe like be in the hunt at the end of the year, which I think they will be.
Yeah.
But I don't. They're not. I like Ben Johnson as a coach. I think this is just kind of they were playing above their weight anyway. Like they were winning a lot of games. They were on a 4-game win streak mainly because of turnovers. They didn't have any turnovers this game.
Yeah.
And their defense kind of got exposed a little bit. And Baltimore, again, is very desperate. And Baltimore cheats as well because they said Lamar was a full participant in practice when he actually just played scout team.
Oh, my God.
But at the same time, though, I mean, like, if you're preparing for Lamar, you should be able to stop Tyler Huntley.
Let me tell you, if that was the one leg of the tease that didn't hit, I would have thrown shit at FanDuel. I would have been like, give me my money back, you pieces of crap, because they lied. We bet
the leg that didn't hit was arguably the leg we were most confident in if we want to move to that game.
Yeah, one more thing on this. Derrick Henry did pass Walter Payton for the 5th most rushing touchdowns of all time with 111. He had 2 this game. So that's cool. Good for Derrick
Yeah, cool.
Henry.
Good for him.
Yeah, I got a couple more things, but we can move on. We can just shit talk Atlanta, and I really want to because they deserve it.
God, Atlanta's so bad.
How do you lose 34-10 against this putrid Miami team? Break it down.
Because
I need an answer.
I sacrificed the KBTs. As I've been saying, I've been in a survivor pool. That was for a big.
This was the leg that didn't hit, by the way, guys. If you're mad at us for losing again,
but because the Falcons lost, I won my survivor pool. So this happened a few times this year.
They don't correlate, Kyle. There's no correlation.
For the KBTs, but then it helped with the survivor pool odds. So I think now
actually there is correlation.
The survivor pool is over. My full attention will be to the Tease. And I think that's what we needed. I think I unfortunately to you guys sold a piece of my soul to get that survivor pool money, and I think that soul was the KBTs the first 8 weeks. So I think this week we're gonna bounce back. Anyway, Atlanta sucks. Atlanta I thought was good, bad. I mean, Michael Penix and Drake London were both out in this game. Kirk Cousins again, like Andy Dalton, ain't got it. He did not play that well. No touchdowns, no interceptions. But only 173 yards against this. The biggest thing, Bijan Robinson.
I know.
My Lord, 9 for 25 against the worst run defense in the NFL. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with Atlanta?
I mean, when did this game get out of hand for Atlanta? I'm trying.
It really got out of hand relatively early.
Early, right?
I mean, Miami was up 17-3, and every time I was watching, it was just punt, the one field goal, they just like were not moving the. It was like their first half was just 3-and-out, field goal drive, 3-and-out, end of half. That's just terrible. You can't win a football game like
I
that.
don't know where the spark for Miami came this week because I think we were all in agreement that they're just dead in the water, and they really looked it. I mean, for the last three
They
weeks.
got blown apart by the Browns. It was just terrible.
Like, how do you go from getting blown out by the Cleveland Browns, led by Dylan Gabriel, nonetheless, and a rookie Quinshon Judkins, and then you go up against arguably the best duo running back in Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, and you just completely shut them both down. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is honestly, in my opinion, the most shocking loss of the season out of any game that's taken place so far.
Yeah, this is like Raiders to Ravens level
last year.
Shocking loss.
Yeah, like
I was kind of shocked.
I don't understand.
I mean, I thought they might be competitive.
No, Tua
maybe
played
it's just
well.
I made fun of Tua so much, and he's just like mad at me. But no, Zach Wilson got in this game. Just man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Tua, I think you have an award to give out in this next game, which is the Buccaneers and Saints. Bucks win.
Buccaneers Saints. There was, I will say, honorable mentions for the Tua turn the ball over turnover of the week. Honorable mentions go to Dylan Gabriel, who we just mentioned. Technically wasn't a true turnover, but his safety, which was his throw to no one. You argue, he's getting pressure in the pocket. There was nobody within a few feet of him when he threw that ball. Very bad. Hysterical if you have not seen it.
It was hilarious. Bad.
Deebo Samuel / Mariota on Monday night, and I will say Aaron did tell me to mention Mahomes, but I mean, Graham, not really a turnover, but I was making fun of Deebo, and then Mahomes had the turnover, so that's
Kelsey dropped it.
Told me to mention it.
Kelsey dropped it.
Oh yeah, Kelsey bobbled it. Yeah, you're right. Kelsey did a Deebo.
It was in the same vein, sort of.
It was in the same vein, but anyway, our winner who ended up getting benched. First Tua turned the ball over.
First and last.
Spencer Rattler. He threw it right to a defender as he was rolling out, and the defender basically juggled it, caught it, and then said, "Get out of my way!" Jumped him to the ground and scored a pick six. Very exciting.
Yeah, that was utterly hilarious.
Saw that, and I think I texted Matt right away, and I was like, "I think we have our winner for the Tua turn the ball over turnover."
You said, "Oh my god, what was it?" I can pull it up, but you're like Spencer Rattler just won.
I was like, Spencer Rattler just won the award.
Yeah, this was complete domination. I mean, the Saints, as you know, not very talented. This was the Bucks coming off a thrashing against the Lions.
I congratulated him.
This makes sense. Like the outcome of this game makes complete sense. The Bucks defense dominated. They forced 4 turnovers. They had 5 sacks. I do want to give a shout out real quick to Chase McLaughlin, who's having a hell of a year.
He's having a great year kicking
3 field goals of 50-plus yards in the second half. He's at the 65-yarder against the Eagles earlier this year. Bucks 6-2 headed into the bye. They're looking good. They're keeping pace with the Eagles, who are also 6-2 heading into their bye.
A lot of teams 6-2 or better.
Yeah. What's the NFC looking like? So you've got
right now. I believe the Packers are number 1 in the NFC because of like the tie / they had their bye already.
5-1.
Let me give me 2 seconds. I can tell you the
Seattle's
standings.
5-2.
So yeah, the
San
NFC
Francisco's
right now.
5-2, I think.
Eagles are 6-2. Tampa 6-2. Seattle's 5-2. Detroit's 5-2. Rams 5-2.
Rams 5-2.
And then Packers are 5-1-1.
What about the Niners? Are they 5-3?
Niners are 5-3.
5-3. That's right. They played this week, and then
very tough NFC. A lot of good teams.
It's tough.
AFC.
It's tough.
Who would have thought? Colts, Pats, Broncos, Steelers, Bills, Chargers, Chiefs. If the season ends today,
not tie. But that's football, and that's why we watch, man. We will touch on Dallas and Denver, 44-24. Denver in this one. I actually picked Dallas in this game. And
that was foolish.
I don't really think it's that bad of a pick. I just think that I thought the Cowboys defense or Cowboys offense would be better than the Denver defense, which I was clearly wrong about. Dak did not look good in this game.
Dak looked really bad.
I think the Dak MVP chants have calmed down significantly after this one. Making some questionable decisions.
They're dead.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Joe Milton came in this game.
Outplayed by Joe Milton.
Joe Milton came in this game, threw a touchdown to Jalen Tolbert late. I mean, this was garbage time, so it doesn't really matter. I think the biggest thing for the Cowboys, right, is just consistency. They've yet to win 2 games in a row. They're very, very streaky. They obviously have a bad defense. And I don't know, their secondary just constantly gets cooked. Today was or on Sunday I should say, it was Troy Franklin. I don't have his stat line, but he popped, and I'm pissed.
Troy Franklin ended up with 2 touchdowns.
It was a bunch of
He
yards.
had 6 for 89
Yeah,
yards, and and 2 touchdowns.
Maybe he's
on 8 targets.
maybe he's the wide receiver too that they need. But I'm pissed at Biggers. If you're listening right now, I was forced to pick up Marvin Mims and play him because your smart ass picked up Troy Franklin on a Thursday nonetheless.
Well, but welcome to both of you for I dropped Troy Franklin.
Yeah, well, you should have gave him to your boy, because then I won. I probably wouldn't have won.
I think you still would have lost. My team went off.
Yeah, you had a good week. I had a poor week. You know what? I'm beating Tony this week, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna beat Tony. I just have a weird feeling. So yeah, Denver moves to. Did you say they're 6-2?
They're 6-2,
Wow.
I believe.
Denver, the 6-2 Denver Broncos, powered by Bo Nix. That's a story, man. That's a story. And I know, look,
They look good. I mean, their 2 losses came on like last second field goals.
Take it with a grain of salt because they played the Cowboys, and everybody's been crapping on the Cowboys this year. I understand. It's still impressive. Anytime you put up 40 points, I think it's impressive. Anytime you can put up 40 points in an NFL win. All right, Kyle, take us to. I guess you can really finish out here. We got 3 more games. We got Tennessee and Indy.
Yeah, we'll bang them out the rest of these games. Titans Colts. This was the game that won me my survivor pool.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Colts are really good. Titans are really bad. Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns. I think he had 3 weeks in a row with 3 touchdowns, which is like first since I think LaDainian Tomlinson, back a time ago. But yeah, Colts are really good. Colts are a bandwagon right now. Cannot be stopped.
I know.
Titans look bad. They just really don't have players. I feel bad for Cam Ward.
I think they're the least talented team in the NFL. I think that's.
They definitely
maybe
are.
the
They really
Saints
don't have like anybody.
I know
like
I've
Jeffrey
said
Simmons, who's hurt.
Yeah.
And then they have like rookies.
I know I've said the Saints are really not that talented, but like, even like you heard me talking earlier in the show, like the Saints at least have players to trade. I don't think
the Titans don't even have players.
I don't think the Titans have I don't think the Titans have a single player.
They did trade that one
Pollard.
corner though to the Rams. I forgot the guy's name, but they did like a pick swap and trade a corner.
Did I miss that? Was that recent?
Yeah, you missed that. I don't remember the
Keep
guy's
me honest,
name because he
Kyle.
plays for the Titans.
Rams Titans trade. I'll tell you that right in just a second. Roger McCreary.
Roger McCreary.
That was
2026
that
conditional 5th
happened
for and a 6.
And you know what's funny? I was gonna say they have somebody in the secondary. I just couldn't think of his name. Roger McCreary is that name.
Well, now he's gone. Bye.
Now he's a Ram. Which actually that's a pretty good get for the Rams if we're talking objectively here.
Michael Pittman had a phenomenal game for touchdown.
Holy smokes. He popped 3 more touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. He's all but has the offensive player of the year locked up.
Honestly, I think he has a better MVP case than Saquon did last year.
Well,
and I'm saying that as an Eagles fan.
We'll have to see, because if he keeps this pace, absolutely, I agree with you. But
he's on pace to be like what LT was like when was he?
In terms of touchdowns, does he have the yards too? He probably has the yards too.
In terms of touchdowns, I think yards.
28 touchdowns.
I think he's close to what Saquon got all purpose.
Okay.
For the year, but he's just been unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, he has offensive player of the year locked up, in my opinion. But I mean, the tough thing is, right? If Saquon ran for 2,000 yards and didn't get it, I mean, you'd have to run for 2,000 yards and double his touchdowns, like to even have a chance.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even tell you where Saquon finished in the MVP, but it wasn't high enough.
Yeah.
I want to spend some time, Kyle, because we've been talking about the Colts a lot, and I don't think we've really talked about what makes the Colts good. I don't know if you have any points on that. I had a few things.
I think Shane Steichen's offense. I think they have a phenomenal run game and play action with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And I think their defense is very solid as well. But I think overall they're just like a really like solid built team with great coaching.
I think Shane Steichen deserves Coach of the Year. I think
he's going to win it.
I don't think.
I also think the ghost of Jim Irsay is helping them.
Could be.
I do like how their owner, the girl or the what's her name?
It's what's her name?
Mrs. Irsay. I'll just be respectful because we respect women on this
Carly.
podcast.
Carly's her name.
Carly Irsay on the sidelines. gotta love to see that as an owner. That's what I would do if I was an owner. So
Yeah,
gotta
Carly
respect
Arce.
that.
Um,
So yeah, I Colts bandwagon right now.
I
I
j-
mean, obviously, can they win the Super Bowl? Maybe.
maybe. I
They're
mean, what if
kind
they
of like
just
you got.
go
I'll
on a
believe it when I
run?
see it a little bit, which like kind of burns me because I
Do
did
you
pick
not
the
believe it
Titans to
though?
cover.
Do you not? So you don't believe it? We're here at week
I don't
8, and
know,
you don't.
man. I don't. I
You
still
don't
doubt
believe
it.
it.
I don't know if it was because I was scared because I wanted to
Believe
hedge my survivor pool pick, but I did pick the Titans to cover, and I thought I was
that was a
chilling in the
hedge
first
though.
half.
That has to be an emotional hedge.
That was a part of
Now that it's
emotional hedge.
Now that it's over, you're chilling. I'll tell you this.
Oh yeah.
Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year. I mean, the offense is just. I mean, and we saw it right in.
They're clicking on all cylinders.
We saw it in
Daniel
2022.
Jones as an MVP candidate.
We saw it in 2022 when Shane Steichen was piloting the Eagles to a Super Bowl. The offense is motion heavy, and it allows Daniel Jones to do what he did best in New York, which is diagnose the defense. He's a very smart guy. The guy went to Duke. You know, remember this. A very smart
went
guy.
to Duke. Duke's a good school.
Motion heavy. It's quarterback friendly. They don't really ask him to do too much. They protect him. They get the ball out quickly. Good things. And he's accurate. He has a very accurate short and mid-range ball. And he can throw it deep and run. They've killed the zone this year. Anytime you play zone against the Colts, I've noticed it does not go well for the opposing team. They flood the zone. If you get a too high look, they flood the zone. I love watching. Like, I watched a breakdown recently, which is why I wanted to bring this up. That they'll move guys, they diagnose. I love it. It's everything that the Eagles were not doing in the first 5 weeks or first 6 weeks, and now that they've only recently started to do, and only something they've recently started to do because they've been forced to, because apparently Brett Toth can't spike or hike the ball,
can't snap.
Yeah. So Colts, they get 2 thumbs up from me. They are legit. I treat them as a serious contender now. I treat them as a serious team. I don't care that they.
I'm really excited.
Titans.
I believe.
They're legit.
I don't know when they play, but they play the Chiefs this year.
I am all on the.
And I am very excited for that game.
Indy or die.
November 23rd at Kansas City. Colts at Chiefs.
Book it.
Ooh.
Book it. I want to watch it. All right,
that's gonna be a great game.
Let's finish these 2 other games, Kyle. Take us to Sunday night.
Sunday night, I believe the Steelers were going to win this because typical Mike Tomlin coming off a loss at home, playing against the Packers. And honestly, the first half, I thought they were going to win it. They were up 16-7 at the first half.
16-9, I think.
16-7. Look at the scoreboard right here. They were up 16-7
at the half.
At the half, yeah.
Why the hell do I have 16-9?
How the hell would they have 9? They got the 1 touchdown, but that was they didn't get safety.
Oh, interesting. Oh, they did miss that field goal at the half. Maybe I thought they made it.
They missed a field goal at the half.
Maybe I thought they made it.
They're up 16-7. I thought, Mike Tomlin coming off a loss. Honestly, the big thing is the Steelers defense is bad, and I think we knew that. But again, you can't break that mind mold on your head that the Steelers have a good defense. They're also paying the most money for a defense.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin said before the season he thought he had a historic group. Historically bad, he should have said. Foolish man.
He should have.
One thing I'll say about this, I guess, the Packers defense looks solid, especially the Packers really turned it up in the second half. One thing I'll say about the Steelers offensively is, like, if you get them into 2nd and long or 3rd and long, the drive is dead.
Yeah.
Anytime they got sacked, they just could not, if they lost any yardage on 1st or 2nd down, you just knew the drive was over.
And I think that goes
they would just play all these conservative looks, short passes, runs. They just they played. I feel like they on 2nd down, they feel like they don't go for 1st downs. They just try to make it 3rd and short.
I feel like
it's just
that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the show, right? Where they really lack a number 2, and they kind of just go ahead. They go, all right, DK, get open, and then they just go, oh, here's a bracket. Screw you. You're not.
Rodgers cursed them out.
Yeah.
He
pass yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
But no, Packers look good. Jordan Love had arguably one of his best games in the regular season. Tucker Kraft. There was the play that I believe turned the tide, which I think was early in the second half.
Yeah, early third quarter.
Jordan Love was getting backed up in the end zone. He just kind of threw a prayer.
It was
and Tucker Kraft managed to just get it because he was wide open.
Now, this play comes with an asterisk.
And he just got a 50-yard pass.
It was a 59-yard gain on that pass, but this comes with an asterisk because I truly do think he committed OPI, and they just did not call it. There was another
Yeah,
really bad.
I thought he kind of pushed off the guy.
There was another really bad call in this game, where there was like an obvious offsides. What was it? It was.
Oh, and they didn't. Yeah,
it was
they
earlier. It was
they
the
were
first
pissed.
drive.
The Steelers were pissed.
It was the
They
first
didn't blow
drive
the
of the
whistle
second
on it.
half.
That was crazy.
It was the first drive of the second half. It was 3rd and 8 Pittsburgh, and like everybody in the building knew it was an offsides. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and it's like Rodgers threw it deep because he's the king again.
Yeah,
exploiting the free play, and they didn't blow the whistle.
There was no flag on an obvious offsides, and then they came and huddled, and then they were like 4th down. They doubled down on like the terrible no call. And I'm like, everyone was
they
like,
had to call a timeout because Rodgers just assumed they were going to get the flag.
Everyone was just like, what? Like, are you insane right now? Like,
that was pretty bad.
I don't think that ended up well. It kind of because then after
that
was the
next, on the Steelers.
Then the next drive was that no OPI and the 59-yard gain, and I believe they scored a touchdown. Savion Williams scored his first.
Changed the whole tide of the game.
First career touchdown, Savion Williams. That cut it to a 2-point game. And at this point, I was starting to think, I was like, where's Matthew Golden? Where the hell was Matthew Golden? Because
where is this man?
To that point, he had 1 catch for -1 yards. At the end of the game, right where Tucker Kraft scored his second touchdown of the game. To make it 29-19 Green Bay, he was wide open on a slant route. I mean, Tucker Kraft, yes, he did catch it and he ran in for the touchdown. The easiest touchdown of your life, Jordan Love just did not look at Matthew Golden. He actually ended up deactivating his Instagram after this win. I can't blame him, man. I mean, I've been waiting for him to get involved. He's very upset
with how he's being used.
As a Matthew Golden fantasy owner, I've been waiting for this man to pop. And it just hasn't
happened. The guy who traded for Matthew Golden in multiple leagues, I am very upset.
Yeah, I don't blame you either. Because I was like, this guy's going to pop eventually, but he's not.
Not popping.
One thing I did want to mention, too, was the Chris Boswell, keeping the Steelers in the game as he does. 11 years and going strong with Pittsburgh. It was all him in the first half, really. A 56-yarder, a 40-yarder, and a 50-yarder, and a 48-yarder.
Yep.
So he was keeping the Steelers in this game. But as you alluded to, it was all Green Bay in the second half. And I thought it was...
And then, like, in the fourth quarter, you could hear the Go Pack Go.
Oh, yeah. They started taking over Heinz
They
Field.
took over Pittsburgh.
I'm going to keep calling it Heinz Field, by the way. Acusure, go scratch. It's Heinz Field.
Acusure
can go scratch. It's Heinz Field. But LaFleur described, and I was thinking about this more in the first half as opposed to the second, LaFleur described the Green Bay offense as choppy before the game. And that was pretty accurate in the first half. They still kind of lacked that go-to wide receiver. I think earlier in the second half, they were really trying to force the run. It wasn't there. They didn't really feel comfortable leaning on Jordan Love all that much. And I feel like Green Bay would kind of force themselves into these obvious passing situations, which night and day between that and the second half, because they ran the ball effectively the second half, took a lot off Jordan Love, and I think Jordan Love was, to your point, very effective. I think he had, 20-something straight completions at one point?
Yeah, he did. He had like 21 straight completions
like
in the second half. Yeah. It was an incredible run.
Big win for Green Bay. I don't know if you have anything more on that. I was going to move on to the last.
Not much. We could go to Monday night.
The final game.
Boring game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I mean, that Steelers-Packers game arguably was the second most entertaining game of the week.
Yeah, no, it was close. It was close. It was the score in that game was a bit deceiving, which is why I was probably stuck on it a little longer than you thought we would. But yeah, take us to Monday night.
Yeah, so Monday night, actually, one second. I just got to fix something on the computer.
Uh-oh. Don't give me technical issues now. We're almost here.
I just got to change the camera out because I got to get some charge in. Anyway, as I was saying, Monday night. Ooh, wait. Are you lost me? Or
no, you're frozen.
I think I changed my camera.
You're frozen.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Kyle. I can hear him.
You can hear. I think you guys can hear me still. I just gotta change the camera.
No, we can't hear you anymore. They can't hear you. I can hear him. Damn, you're black.
Can the people hear me?
No, the people can't hear you.
Oh.
Kyle asked if you guys can hear him. Oh, maybe now they can. No, I might have to update it. Try saying something.
I mean, it didn't say anything that my mic was out.
They're good now. They're good.
Oh, I'm sorry, Spotify listeners. Anyway, kind of exciting first half. I mean, 7-7, a lot of turnovers. Mahomes ended up with 2 picks. Mariota ended up with 2 picks at first. Basically Debo's fault because he hit him on the screen and just bottled it up, which was intercepted. It was in the Tua turn the ball over turnover of the week conversation. Yeah, but that Terry McLaurin touchdown in the first half,
Holy
or the
smokes,
second quarter,
man.
that was what a great catch
And I'll
by
tell
Terry
you what,
McLaurin.
Mariota looked incredible in the first half. He was having he was
Oh, he looked
pinpoint.
incredible, but they
I
looked
thought he
solid.
did.
They
No.
were moving the ball. I thought that we were ready for an upset,
I
but then
thought,
the Chiefs came roaring in the second half, and it was
yeah,
over.
they kind of took over, but I thought Mariota really did look incredible. I thought he had some pinpoint throws. He was, able to do it on the stretch. He was maneuvering around in the pocket extremely well. And I thought, for all the injuries that the Commanders secondary has suffered, and honestly on the D line too, they held their own in this game. It was a 7-7 game and a half, as Kyle said. They held up. I mean, you could see Mahomes. You've seen like Mahomes and come, especially put that, what was it, the last drive of the half, right? So they go down and score, and the Chiefs have the ball with timeout and some time left in the clock. And you've seen Mahomes and company, go down and get 3 or 7 multiple times in that situation. They let up the scramble, and they let up, I think they had a big catch to Kelsey, but they shored up after that, and they did not allow them to get on the board. So to your point, yeah, I was thinking maybe, but it was all Kansas City in the third quarter, unfortunately, for Washington. That is.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Kelsey got a touchdown. They showed Taylor Swift in the stands.
Kelsey got me the win in fantasy, so I'm actually very happy that
I lost in fantasy due to this game because Mahomes did so well. That was upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Mahomes getting back into the MVP race too.
He's the favorite right now, odds-on favorite. Would not be
way.
surprised.
Why is he the favorite?
Because
I'd have to go look at the stats. I shouldn't automatically dismiss that.
I mean, he's not the leading rusher on their team, but he's been having a really good year.
Didn't McLaurin had another really good catch? I don't know if you saw that late in the game.
Yeah, McLaurin had 2 great catches.
They initially rused that one.
And he had another great catch that they
initially rushed that incomplete, but it was absolutely great. One more.
But yeah, boring game though. But it looks exciting in the first half. I thought they were going to cover. I'm upset because I originally had the Chiefs all week, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a good game because all the other games were bad, and then felt good about it.
Felt good for a little bit.
A lot of my picks this week, I just felt great about in the first half, and then they all fell apart in the second half, except for the Jets, which didn't look great in the first half, and that looked great in the second half.
Turned it around.
That was the only one.
Did you watch the bit where they brought up like the Rashee Rice accident details?
Yes, right after he got a penalty.
Yeah, like he threw the ball at Quan.
I know ESPN keeping people honest because they did the same thing with Tyreek after, like when they just were showing Tyreek on the sideline.
Yeah, that was like more like what the hell? Like they were just like, oh, he beat the crap out of.
Keep him honest.
No, but like, what was it? It was early in the fourth quarter. Rashee Rice, I think he dropped the ball or caught the ball. I don't know.
He threw the football at one of the guys' helmets.
Yeah, after picking up.
He just threw the football.
He picked up a third down.
Like, here's why this guy's a bad person.
He was over there like talking to Andy Reid, and Andy Reid was just like, "Stop, dude! Like, stop." And then they brought up, they brought up the Rashee Rice accident details, and they had this little like upbeat music playing in the background. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, people got hospitalized and shit. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, not good.
I'll tell you what better be good this week, Kyle, is the freaking KBTs, because I'm at my wits' end.
I love the KBTs.
I don't want to hear you bragging about winning Survivor. I don't want to hear you bragging about winning Survivor, and the people have gotten nothing, Kyle, and myself included.
Unless they follow my Survivor picks, which I think I have mentioned all my Survivor picks on the podcast.
Not publicly available. Give us a winner.
Not public. All right. I'm feeling it this month. I'm feeling it this week. This month.
Yeah, I've been feeling it this month too. My bank account's been feeling it, Kyle.
Here we go. KBTs. All 1:00 games. Get hyped. First game. Give me the Bears +4 at the Bengals. Bengals haven't beaten a team by over 4 points this entire season. Bengals defense is bad. This line opened up at 1.5. It's already 2.5 or 3 on certain book, depending on the book. FanDuel, it was 3. That's how I got +4. But the rumors are that Joe Flacco has a sprained shoulder on his throwing arm. Sounds from my sources that there's a chance he probably doesn't play. And if he doesn't, this line's going to move even more in favor of the Bears. Bengals defense is bad. Bears, as I mentioned before this week, were the only team to score at least 21 points. I'm very solid. I trust Ben Johnson to have a bounce back game here. The Bengals have made every offense look good against that defense. Yeah. Even the Jets, whose offense looked putrid the past few weeks, I like the Bears in this spot. I like that you get a little bit of insurance with the +4. I think the Bears win outright. If they do lose, I do think it's close. So give me the Bears, especially if Jake Browning plays with this Bears team all over
Yeah.
again turnovers. Yeah, give me Bears +4. Like it a
I
lot.
will say, and I'm gonna let you finish at the other three, but my pick here was Baltimore money line tomorrow. Just for the record.
The thing is
For the
like
record.
that was something I considered.
Which is
I've
something
been
you considered,
consulting
yes.
Matt a little more based on what's it called? Yeah, based on we're trying to get you guys a win. But I mean, Miami screwed us last week. Short week. Miami's at home. I like having the little bit of the I think the Bears are going to win. I also think the Ravens are going to win, but I like having the little bit of the I think it's a better value getting Bears +4 than just betting Ravens money line.
All right.
That's kind of my
Fair
logic
enough.
there.
Fair enough.
Anyway, next game. Where stats. Next game. Give me the
Where are your
Lions
stats?
-1.5 against the Vikings. The Vikings don't know what to do at quarterback. They had Carson Wentz out there with the shoulder injury over JJ McCarthy. Really shows aspiring confidence of JJ McCarthy after arguably soft benching heard
Yeah.
around the league. I don't like that noise coming from them with regarding the quarterback room and the uncertainty. I mean, now they're forced to play McCarthy. They're going to be at Detroit, which is a very tough place to play. Lions are coming off a bye. Dan Campbell and the Lions are incredible against the spread with a 68% against the spread cover rate straight up.
Wow.
And we're getting 7 points on this.
That's crazy.
So I really like this a lot.
I'm with you.
I think Detroit's going to win. I think Detroit's arguably going to probably blow them out.
Yeah.
Detroit, I believe, is 4-1 against the Vikings the past 3 seasons. So yeah, give me Detroit over the Vikings.
I know this is the tease.
-1.5.
I know this is the tease, but if you want to get crazy,
I'd take Detroit spread straight up.
I would say go the other direction because you might more than 8.5.
Yeah,
you could go the other direction.
Very
with this one too.
the Vikings' run defense is bad too. Vidal kind of ran over them. That was I had logic that I thought Saquon was going to have his bounce back game against the Vikings. Lions' run defense is really good. Coming off a bye, defense is getting healthier. I don't see how the Lions lose this game.
Agreed.
Especially in Detroit. Hey, next game. Give me the over in the Colts and the Steelers. As discussed, the Colts are kind of a bandwagon right now. This over alternate 43.5 has hit in every Colts game but one. This over is also hit. This alternate over 43.5 is also hit in every Steelers game but two. I think the one was against the Brown or what was I don't remember exactly what game. I have to look it up real quick. But it's only two. I think the Colts are gonna win. I think Steelers could also win too, but either way, I think both offenses can score on each other, and I'm confident in even the regular over. So yeah, give me the over here, 43.5.
I like.
Colts at Steelers.
I like.
Bad defense, good offense. Solid offense, solid defense. I think it's gonna be a close game. But I think the Colts are gonna win, but I also think there's gonna be a lot of points in this game. The only games that the Steelers didn't hit this over were against the Browns, who cannot score, and then the game against the Patriots, which just was a weird game. So you just gotta hope you don't get a weird game.
Well,
and it should hit.
We've had plenty of those on the team.
And I think the only Colts game this alternate over didn't hit was against the Titans the first time, which again, Titans have no offense.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me this over here.
I like
it's gonna be a high scoring game. So yeah, 43.5. I love to see that. Actually, the other one was against the Dolphins, but that was when the Dolphins were like bad. Tua turned the ball over. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers not doing.
You have one more leg, by the way.
Anyway, what?
You have one more leg.
I do have one more leg. Yeah. Our last leg. Give me this one. This I flip flopped, but I moved it because the line moved. Give me the Broncos. Initially, it was Houston plus 8.5, but the line moved because a lot of people were on Houston for some reason, which I don't really get. But give me the Broncos plus 8.5 against the Texans. The Broncos again have covered this in every single game they played this year. The Texans, as I alluded to, they've only won 3 games, and they were all against defenses that were under and below in the bottom 20 of defensive EPA per play. That being the Niners at ranked 21, Titans ranked 28, and then the Ravens rank 30. They're going to be placing the Broncos, who are ranked number 5 in defensive OA and have a incredible defensive line led by Nick Bonito, and that is the big weakness for the Texans. I think if the Texans do win this game, I think it will be not by a blowout. So you do have a great insurance there with the 8.5. So yeah, give me the Broncos plus 8.5 here.
I think the only thing that worries me with that last one is no Pat Surtain and Nico Collins coming back. I think that could be like a sort of perfect storm situation, just with how well the Texans.
Yeah, but you can't throw. It's the Jamar Chase meme. You can't. You could throw to Nico Collins all you want, but if you're getting sacked every play, you can't throw to Nico Collins.
Yeah, it's true.
Like if you think about, like if you go to the Texans games that they played this year, I'll tell you some scores against teams that. Let me know what you think of their defensive line. When they placed the Rams, they won 14. The Rams won 14-9. Rams have a good defensive line. When you say.
True. Yes.
They played the Bucks, who I mean, not really good run defense, not really pass. They won 20-10. Bucks won 2019. Okay. Jaguars have been a solid defense this year. They currently rank, I believe they are top 10. They're number 9 in defensive EPA per play.
Okay.
So and they're doing very solid. They won 17-10. And then the only teams they beat the Titans by a lot. Titans suck. They beat the Ravens without Lamar by a lot. Ravens without Lamar and bad defense.
I have a bit of
Seattle won 27-19. I just don't see the Texans blowing out the Broncos. Because 8.5, if you're covering minus 8.5, that's a blowout.
I don't think it's a blowout. I don't think it's a blowout. To your point. All right, run us down the list one more time. And then we'll move on to.
So just to recap: Bears plus 4, Denver plus 8.5, Detroit minus 1.5, and Colts Steelers over 43.5.
I really like that Colts over. I really like that. That's probably my favorite one. Actually, well, Detroit. Mm-hmm. Detroit might be my favorite. Detroit's
a solid one too.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the rest of Week 9 coming up tomorrow. Actually, because today's Wednesday. Thursday night football, the Baltimore Ravens are going to travel down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. This is a desperate Baltimore Ravens team. I mean, I think they win easy, right?
Lamar is allegedly coming back, but who knows? They've been lying on their reports.
I don't know anymore, man. I don't know. I think this is an easy Baltimore win, though. I think it has to be. Kyle said Sunday at 1, Denver at Houston. This two really good defenses. Houston's offense is on a roll a bit recently. I know I gave my take on this, literally 90 seconds ago. So I tend to think
on a roll. They did one good game. They looked horrible against Seattle.
They had a good game against Baltimore. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they had a good game against Baltimore. Looked horrible against Seattle, which is a good defense, and then looked good against the Niners, who's banged up and they're not they're bottom 20.
No Nico Collins, and their offense still did good, but I do think Denver wins this game. You've also got Sunday at 1, the 49ers taking on the Giants in New Jersey. No more Cam Scatterbo, as we know. This makes that easier.
Niners only 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here's my best bet. Jackson Dart over on rushing yards. I think that's got to be in your ticket. I think that's a winner. I don't know what the line is, but if it's like 20-something.
Probably 40-something, I would bet.
It's probably higher than 20-something. I'm definitely
probably 35.5. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I still think it hits. Also, Sunday at 1. I actually do like the slate of games a lot more this week.
It's better than last week.
Colts at Steelers. I don't know, man. Like, this is the one game where I can watch the Steelers win this.
I can see the Steelers win this game. Like maybe I was a week off on them with the fact that they're home underdog after a loss, because I feel like that's always a taint game. Mike Tomlin wins.
You lose twice at home.
Maybe I was off.
How many times the Steelers lose at home twice in a row? Probably not.
They're 2-2 at home right now this season. Not great.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, back-to-back home losses, probably not too often. Yeah. Also, you have to think about they're legally required to be over 500. So we have to keep that in mind too. If we don't have enough wins in the future, gonna put that in jeopardy. Also Sunday at 1, you got the Falcons taking on New England in Foxborough. I'm sick and I already said this earlier, but I'm sick and tired of this inconsistent Falcons team. I freaking hate them. I'm picking New England. I'm picking them out
I like New England minus 5.
I'm picking them out of spite, dude. I'm picking them out of spite. Sunday at 1, we also have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
It's a 4 o'clock game.
Oh, then my sources are incorrect. That's a 4 o'clock game. How about the Jaguars only getting 2.5 on the road? Is that like disrespectful?
Yeah, I mean they've been very inconsistent. Brian Thomas Jr. was reportedly in a sling at
Yeah,
practice
I did see
today.
that. I did see that, which is
So,
not good for my fantasy
yeah, I
teams.
mean, hopefully, Liam Cohen, Mr. Duval,
Duval.
fix some things after the bye. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Jags are gonna win this game.
There has to be a win for the
Jags should
Jaguars.
win
They
this
need
game.
this win.
Raiders are in shambles.
Sunday at 4. Oh, this is going to be the best one of the week. Sunday at 4, the perpetual playoff rematch that we see every year. The Kansas City Chiefs are traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. I hate to say it, Kyle. I'm all over Kansas City in this game.
I feel like me and you differ here because I arguably I almost put the Bills in the tease. I kind of like the Bills in this
the
spot.
Bills are not playing. Like, don't let the 40-9 whooping of Carolina fool you. They are
But
not playing good football.
the
But they're not
Chiefs,
playing
low
good
key. I mean,
football.
obviously they got Rasheed Rice back, but like the teams they blew out, whereas they blew out the Commanders without Jaden Daniels, and that game was close in the first half.
That's
They
a
blew out the
desperate
Raiders, who
Washington
are
team,
stinky
man.
doo doo, and then they
I keep
beat the
trying to tell
Lions.
you.
But the Lions at that point were so injured, and honestly, if the Lions got that Jared Goff touchdown in the beginning, maybe that shifts the whole momentum. Because obviously they were just going for it on fourth down all the time.
There is an obvious path to victory here for Buffalo, and they have to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, bleed clock, lean heavily on the run game. But dude, they're just not like. I know they won 40-9, but Josh Allen is still not playing good football. He's still not playing good football. I think the Chiefs win. That's just my take. I think there's a reason they're a road favorite.
I think the Bills win.
I think there's a reason that Kansas City's a road favorite.
I mean, the line's been moving towards Chiefs. Chiefs are moved. I think it opened at 1. Now it's at 2.5.
Yeah. So it's moving in favor of KC, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think there's a reason for that. I think there's a reason for that. Sunday Night Football, you've got the Seahawks and the Commanders. This is an interesting little matchup.
That sucks.
No, I think this is an interesting little matchup.
I hope Jaden Daniels plays.
I hope,
if he doesn't play, then Seattle wins.
I think if he doesn't play, Seattle probably takes this one. I mean,
easily.
I
think Seattle wins regardless.
Terry's
but I think it's a lot. I think it's closer if Jaden Daniels plays.
Do you happen to know what the line is on this?
3.5 Seattle.
Okay, so they're telling you they're about a touchdown favorite. It just happens to be across the coast. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And then on Monday night, you've got the Cardinals taking on the Cowboys.
Almost took the Cardinals here for the KBTs.
I don't know. What do you
do it because the Cardinals have been screwing me a lot.
What do you think about this one, Kyle? I don't know about this.
I think Cardinals could win this one. Cardinals so far, they've been in a lot of close games. I know I see the line already moved in favor of the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. It opened at 3.5, I see, but now it's -2.5 for Dallas. So I don't know. I like the Cardinals. I think they've been playing it tight, but like at the same time, I also don't like the Cardinals because they can't win close games.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. I'm thinking this one a little bit.
And then obviously teams on bye. Eagles are on bye, so no Eagles talks next week.
Eagles on bye.
And then you got the Browns, Jets, and Bucks as well.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a better week 9 slate. I think we bounce back here a little bit. So yeah, we will be back to talk week 9 next week. But before we wrap up, we've got one more thing for each of us. Kyle, I'm going to go first here because I'm excited to talk about this. The Will Reichard wire mystery thickens.
Ooh.
So we're going back a few weeks now. Will Reichard reportedly
back to London
had kicked a field goal in London. I think this is week 5 now, and evidently, right. So Jordan Schultz initially reported that Reichard's field goal against the Browns did hit a wire, and that Reichard's reps and Reichard's personal reps and Vikings front office representatives had asked the NFL to remove his missed field goal from the official statistics. He also reported that the NFL admitted that it was a missed call, i.e. hit the wire, but decided not to adjust the official statistics. So that was where we were at. Now on Thursday Night Football, while Will Reichard was kicking, Al Michaels said that Reichard's only miss to that point was when a ball hit the wire, i.e. in London. He later said that the league wants to take my lunch away because I said before that Reichard's only miss was hitting a wire in London. And the league said, no, that's an optical illusion. So I went back and looked at this because I was convinced up until that point, right? It was a reputable reporter. It was the NFL saying that it hit the wire. They're admitting their mistake, that the ball did indeed hit the wire. But if you remember on week 5's podcast, when we both were talking, I wish I could just roll the clip right here. But if you go back and look, cut to our sound producer who's not there, or our mixer who's not there. I believe we both said that it didn't, right? Like we both thought it did.
Yeah, I remember thinking it didn't hit the wire.
So we were both right, because I went back and looked at this and I failed to find an angle that definitively showed it hit the wire. There's no video evidence of it. We didn't see it back in week 5. So is this like just fake news just making its way into the NFL? I mean, the NFL. Here's what
I don't know, perhaps.
Maybe it's like the NFL told some
Can't
agent.
trust anything anymore.
Maybe the NFL, some rep told the agent like just this so he'd shut up. I mean, what's
maybe
going on?
The agent's just trying to save face, you know?
Maybe
get real regular, that big kicker contract.
Yeah, I did watch. Isaac Punts made a really good video about this, who I'll continue to plug because he should be famous. I love him. He made a video about this where he like looked at it too, didn't find any evidence. And he was talking about like the angle of the camera and where it was positioned on the field. Like it was like physically impossible for there to be a wire there at that point. So I don't know, man. Mystery thickens. We'll have to see if anything more comes of this.
If anything comes of it.
Yeah. All right. What's your one more thing, Kyle?
Hey, I got one more thing. First thing, shout out to the Devils. They had won 8 in a row before today. If we had done the podcast yesterday, I probably would have done that. But they lost yesterday, so I'm going to talk about my other one more thing, which is the NBA gambling conspiracy with the FBI. Very exciting stuff. Basically, the coach for I believe, the Portland Trailblazers was taken in by the FBI. Questioning for basically rigging or giving information about injured players and setting lineups so that players would do bad, giving the information out for bettors.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups from the unders for these players. Very sussy. He was also tied to a separate case about illegal poker games going on in LA, I believe, where they had automatic shufflers. And they had X-ray tables on the poker tables, and it was just and the Italian mafia. I didn't realize the mafia is still going strong. Shout out to the mafia.
Yeah.
Was linked in this case. Mafia. So NBA is in shambles. Heard rumors LeBron James was involved in these illegal poker games through the grapevine. No credible sources, but I have heard through the grapevine. KB's grapevine. But yeah, I mean, the NFL could never. I mean, obviously, I think out of all the major sports,
I'm sure.
I think pitching in the NBA and pitching in the MLB are, I think, the most obvious that a player can impact the betting lines compared to like almost any other sports, except for maybe, I guess, kicking in the NFL. But like, I mean, if you're bad at kicking, you get fired pretty quickly. So I don't know why you would do that.
Well, you know how big of a conspiracy. I've freaking tinfoil hat. I've got the.
Do you believe in the conspiracy, which I was gonna bring up? Do you think it's big NHL? Because NHL is obviously probably the hardest sport to rig. So they're doing this to like bam out the NBA so the more people watch NHL. That's what I've also.
That's the theory that's going around.
That's going through KB's grapevine.
So you mean in your head when you shower?
No, yeah, KB's grapevine is a network of sources through anonymous channels where I get my information.
Operation Grapevine, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I have my tinfoil hat on when it comes to the NFL and their officiating. I have a buddy that's a professional gambler who I won't name by name, but he has it on good faith that there is no possible way that the NFL is rigging games via Vegas or via officials or anything like that. He knows more about it than I do. I know what I watch though on every Sunday, and I see these guys coming out here, and I don't know. It makes too much sense in my head to stay quiet about it. So I have no evidence for it one way or another. I do have we have the UTEP study that showed that the Chiefs were disproportionately favored by the officials in the playoffs and throughout the last like 7 or so seasons. So there's that. I think that's kind of proof of something. And what we all kind of already knew already. So I don't know.
I mean, I know I've taken this stance before with gambling. Obviously, I am a gambler, so I guess you could take my opinion with a grain of salt on this. I mean, I don't like how it's advertised all over the place now, and I think it needs to be a little more regulated in that sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, like stories like this, obviously gambling has been around since people and money have been around. It's never going to go away. And honestly, like stories like this kind of make me think I'm glad that it's like legal at least. Obviously, I think the advertising and everything needs to be curbed, but like stories like this and like things getting figured out, I think wouldn't be the case if it was still underground versus
Yeah,
where it's
I
legal.
think it would be fairly hard. And I look, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think this goes all like if there is some sort of conspiracy theory going on in like one of these sports. I don't like take the NFL for example. I don't think it goes all the way up to Roger Goodell. I don't think it's that bad. I think it might be a few people and a few groups and a few refs.
Few bad
Maybe,
actors.
maybe at if there is something going on, but yeah, it would be extremely difficult to pull off, but it's not impossible. So
Yeah, not impossible.
it's not impossible.
But I mean, also like some people have said like being like, oh, why are you doing like they make so much money? Why are they like rigging stuff? You don't know what's going on. The mafia's there. The mafia could be hurting these
if
people.
the mafia is involved,
The mafia's involved here. Have seen The Godfather?
I'm
Godfather
currently
Part 2?
watching Sopranos right now, and it's a great show.
I've been wanting to watch Sopranos.
Way late to
This
the party.
might be the push.
I'm way late.
Really late to the Sopranos.
No,
party.
I know, but Kyle, it's so good. It's so.
I know. I've heard
good.
it's phenomenal. I need to watch it. But like, I did watch The Godfathers relatively recently. Phenomenal films.
Yeah. Who knows?
So yeah, I think the mafia is not good. I can't believe the mafia is still out there.
Bring back the mafia.
Bring back the mafia.
Bring back the mafia.
I mean, they're already here. I don't no disrespect to you, Mr. Mafia.
We never left.
Whoever you are. I respect you.
Yeah.
I have seen The Godfather. I don't want a horse in my bed when I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
So let me eat my pasta in peace.
Correct. All right, well that'll do it for us on a strange note to end it. But thank you, Mafia, if you're listening.
Thank you, Mafia.
We will be back on Tuesday next week.
We're not sponsored by the Mafia.
No, we don't have any sponsors
disclaimer.
yet, but if we do, maybe the Mafia can be like our second sponsor. Let's get like
right now. I think we need to get a sponsor for the Tua turn the ball over.
Yeah,
of the week,
that would be the
first. We need to get a
thing.
sponsor for KB's Grapevine.
And then KBTs.
I think we gotta get those are
well,
gonna get sponsors.
I'd love for FanDuel to sponsor the KBTs, but that's only if we keep hitting something.
We gotta start winning because then they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll get them sucked into gambling. Right now they're like, why get the KBTs away?
It's like, guys, you need a winner.
Don't worry, we're bouncing back.
We will be back to talk about Week 9 on Tuesday. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming next week, so we will be back Tuesday, which is the 4th, right? Trade deadline.
Tuesday is the 4th.
So
correct.
November 4th, first show of November. We will be back then. And until then, y'all have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy the trade deadline. Enjoy the Week 9 games if your team is playing. And we will be back next Tuesday. So thank you, everyone, and have a good one.